The problem with speedsters, you know what's the problem with speedsters? Is that they're actually overpowered as hell, but like movies, comics, whatever shows, they have to like dumb them down. Because if you really think about it, Flash could damn near kill everybody that's not a speedster. There is no villain who could stop him. He could get at them, cuff them, take them somewhere within before they blink. But you know, the plot has to make it make sense, so they're never actually overpowered. They're always like the weaklings.
Speedsters are some of the most iconic characters in superhero films and shows, and yet they somehow are portrayed as weaker than the other characters around them. For example, Red Rush from the Invincible series. When Omni-Man attacks...
Yeah, I don't know why, like, but that's the problem with superheroes. For example, you have Superman who could kill anybody if he wanted to. He's invincible. He got super strength. He got all the powers in the world. He could have killed Batman 20 times over, but he didn't. You have to make it not realistic in order for it to be realistic.
The Guardians, Red Rush was the only one giving them a fighting chance. Red Rush sees everything in slow motion, and he can think at super speed. Using this, he should have known there was no chance the Guardians or Red Rush himself could beat Omni-Man in a straight up fight. But the worst part is that Omni-Man was somehow able to do this.
Yo, that actually makes no sense, bro. He's not as fast as you. Why would you let him catch your hand?
Red Rush had to have
This might get taken down.
seen Omni-Man reaching and just decided to let it happen because again, he sees everything in slow motion. He would have saw
That's a good point. He punched him, but it's slow motion for him, and he saw him grabbing his wrist, and he just let it happen. Like, bro, you are super fast. You literally rescued people before he punched them, so why are you letting him catch you? He could have gotten a sword, sliced his neck, and gone back to Minnesota in like 3 seconds.
Omni-Man reaching and simply pulled his hand back. It was shown earlier in the fight that Red Rush was able to block some of Omni-Man's punches. He could have easily relocated the Guardians and notified Cecil of what was going on, or something, literally do anything other than what Red Rush did. Although the Guardians might not have been able to kill Omni-Man, they could have at least survived, especially Red Rush. There's no chance he gets killed by Omni-Man. He could just move out of the way of any attack or just flee the area. Another good example is A-Train from The Boys. A-Train has super speed and has been shown to have speed reaction by getting into Huey's car and seeing Starlight's powers in slow motion. And yet he's constantly bullied by Homelander, and people actually thought that A-Train might die in the latest season of The Boys.
Yo, these are spoilers. I don't know. I'm getting spoiled right now, but I'm probably never going to watch it. But just for anybody, these are probably going to be a lot of spoilers. Also, that is facts. They always make the speedster like the little, like, the gimmicky character. Like, he's not really strong, but he could just move fast. Bro, he could move incredibly fast. Nobody should be able to touch you.
Though A-Train might not be able to kill Homelander, there is no way Homelander could kill A-Train. Because again, speedsters have super speed and speed react. Anything that is thrown at them, they could see before it hits them and move or run away. A-Train should be untouchable and one of, if not the strongest soups in The Boys. Yet another example is Quicksilver from the Avengers Age of Ultron. How does he even die here? I get he's moving Hawkeye out of the way, but he would still be able to see the bullets coming. He could have just moved Hawkeye and himself further away. They did a much better job with Quicksilver in the X-Men movies.
Yeah, when you logically break down like superhero powers and how they actually work, it starts to not make sense. Cause bro, if you're that fast, you could literally catch all the bullets. You can move the dude out the way like that. You should never die. You should never get hurt. And unless you're fighting another speedster who's like as fast as you or faster than you, or you're fighting like, I don't know, Superman. He's also hella fast because he can fly fast as hell. But besides that, there's no way a speedster should lose. They just always make them purposely weak for some reason. We need like an invincible speedster, like the Superman version of a speedster.
But even then, he was somehow caught by Apocalypse and got his leg broken. I don't get how Apocalypse was able to even comprehend what was happening because as he was getting punched, only a millisecond at most had passed in real time. And then
it literally makes no sense. He should be able to see his hand grabbing him. How do he even get his hand caught if he's moving that fast?
Jean Grey was able to move the platforms Quicksilver was running on. So is she able to think at super speed? It just doesn't really make sense to me. He was moving.
This one might make sense because I think Jean Grey is like a cosmic entity. She's like extremely powerful. People don't realize it. But yeah, this one actually might make sense.
So fast that he would have been able to get to her before she even knew what was happening. Characters with super speed should just be untouchable. They can do whatever they want. Realistically, they should be the most overpowered characters in whatever show or film they're in. And if you're gonna make a character with super speed not be overpowered, then you have to do what the Incredibles did. They did a great job with Dash. He had super speed, but
The Incredibles did cook, and Dash was like a little kid, so like it's not really expected that he was gonna be like some type of overpowered dude. But yeah, he was just hella fast, and that was literally his power. He was just hella fast. Like other speedsters, they're like put up as like they don't have limitations, like they're super fast, super healing, they're strong, they can do anything, but then they are limited, which doesn't make sense.
wasn't flash fast. He only ran like 200 or 300 miles per hour, which is perfect because he could still be hit and he wasn't OP, but he was still a great superhero. And lastly, we have the CW Flash series. That show could have lasted one.
The CW Flash is like the worst offender of this, bro. Besides the super speedsters he fought, like Ibarthon, Zoom, Jay West, or whatever his name is, Jay Flash, the other speedster. Besides like all the speedsters he fought, he could have taken down all the crime in the city in like 5 minutes if he really wanted to. There is no way he should have lost any of those fights or should have struggled. Like, damn.
1 or 2 episodes a season, and that's it, because the Flash would defeat every non-super speed villain with relative ease. The only characters that would give Flash trouble are speedsters like Reverse Flash and Zoom. Everyone else would be a cakewalk for the Flash. He's able to run up to them, cuff them, and bring them in without them ever even knowing what's happening. And yet they somehow managed to milk 184 episodes out of the show because they made Barry have the intellectual capacity of a toddler. And then there was the Flash movie that released last year.
That's just like the problem with superheroes. You have to make a plot, and if you just actually take it serious, like for example, One Punch Man. Saitama is literally Superman, but he literally gets treated like Superman. He just whoops everybody's ass, from what I've seen. If they made every superhero show movie like that, it would just get boring after a while. So I understand it, but it's like logically doesn't make sense. They need to actually limit them so it makes sense, or they need to add logic to speedsters that makes it make sense why they can't be like super guys or whatever.
There were way too many scenes that just shouldn't have happened. For example, when Past Flash got shot in the leg, I understand he was young and new to this super speed, but he has super speed nonetheless. Him getting shot shouldn't be able to happen. Or at the end of the movie when Barry just decided that they couldn't change the outcome of Batman or Supergirl dying. That doesn't really make any sense. I'm assuming this world had kryptonite in it, so they could just super speed to grab some kryptonite and start stabbing all the enemies one by one. But even without the kryptonite, they could have beaten the Kryptonians. The movie showed countless.
This movie looks ass, and I've never watched it. Anybody let me know if this was a good movie or not, and should I watch it? Because I'm thinking of not watching it.
Times where they somehow got caught while moving with super speed. Now I understand the Kryptonians are fast, but even in the movie they say they're not as fast as the Flash. Now, I know this video is kind of just me ranting, but characters with super speed are constantly disrespected throughout shows, when they should be the strongest characters in their universe.
Also, off topic, Ezra Miller was such a corny pick for Flash.
But let me know in the comments what you guys think. I'm hoping they show more of A-Train being a powerful character in The Boys, and I'm hoping they come out with something actually good for
Yeah, this was a good video. Flash has like always been one of my favorite superheroes, and it always bugged me that he's just not as powerful as he should be. But that goes with every superhero, bro. Imagine like Hulk was actually as powerful as he should be, or Superman. Like, you gotta add plot or else it would be boring. But I hope you enjoyed the motherfucking video. I hope you give me a like and a comment and give me a $25. Thank you.